Hi, it's Heather from Strings and Threads. Today we're doing another gift that you can give around the holidays. This one isn't as quick and easy as some of my other ones. This might be just like a project you would make for one special person or something. I can't imagine making a bunch of these to pass out, but if you have the time and you are dedicated, you could probably make multiples of these. It's a little gift bag, Santa Claus. And where you put the treats is there's a snap on his hat. So the snap opens up, and then if you look in, you can see there's actually quite a bit of room in there. You could put, little personal items, chapstick, candy, little toys, anything like that. Grab your crochet hook and let's get started. You're always welcome to use whatever colors you want. I kind of made, as best I could, the traditional looking Santa, but you can have him wearing any color he wants. You can make any part of him a different color. I'm just going to make an identical one to this one, but please feel free to make your Santa the way that you would like. So we start by chaining 2. Oh my goodness, here we go. Start that again. The yarn did not want to cooperate. There we go. In the second chain from the hook, you're going to put 8 half double crochets. It seems a lot of projects start this way, at least for me. 1. Now you're going to attach to the first half double crochet. Each of the stitches around will get 2 half double crochets in them. I'll show you a couple and then I'll come back when I'm at the end of the row. So there's 2 half double crochets in that first stitch. 2 half double crochets next. Oops, again. Goodness. And then I'll pause it and go all the way around, but you're going to want to go all the way around, putting 2 half double crochets in each one of those. All right, I went all the way around. There's 2 half double crochets in each stitch. I'm going to attach to the first one. Chain 1. I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 half double crochet in the next. 2 half double crochets in the next, and then you guessed it, 1 in the next stitch, and you're going to follow that pattern for the rest of the way around. 2 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, 2 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, until you get all the way around. I'll come back when that's okay. I did my 2-1 pattern all the way around. I'm going to attach to the first stitch, chain 1. The next row, you're just going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch and then join with the first one and finish. That'll be it for this color. Unless you're doing your design a little bit differently, that will be the very bottom part of your Santa. So I'll come back once I've done that 1 half double crochet in each stitch, attach to the first one and finish. All right, I finished up the bottom part. I already attached the white. So the next part is the bottom of the jacket. And that's just 1 row with 1 half double crochet per stitch. So I'll just get you started and then I'll come back when I've gone all the way around. So you're going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, join to the first stitch and then finish it, just like we did with the last row. All right, I already finished that row. The next row, I have my next color attached, but the next row is going to be the jacket color. And you do 2 rows with 1/2 double crochet in each stitch for both rows. So I'll do a couple of stitches here, but you probably don't need me to show you two full rows. So I'm just putting 1/2 double crochet in each stitch. I'll come back once 2 rows have been completed. Actually, once the 2 rows have been completed, you want to finish it and attach the belt color. I'll come back with that. All right, I'm back around. I attached the next color. This is the belt buckle color, or not buckle. I'm sorry, that's the buckle part. Just the belt color. Chain 1, and it's just gonna be 1/2 double crochet all the way around. And then you finish it and attach the coat color again. So I'll be back when I've gotten to that point. All right, here we go. I put the coat color back on. We're gonna do 2 rows with just 1/2 double crochet in each stitch around. When you get done with those 2 rows of just 1 stitch, do not finish it off. We're gonna add the belt buckle before we start decreasing, because it's gonna be awfully hard to do the belt buckle once we start decreasing. So I'll come back once I've done 2 rows with 1/2 double crochet in each stitch around and not finishing it off. Okay, I have the 2 rows in. I did not finish off. I made this last loop really big just because I don't want it to come out while I'm working on the buckle, and I'm going to put that in the back. I have yellow this time for the belt buckle, just on a little needle there. Well, this isn't little, this is one of the bigger ones. I'm just going to put it through, and I'm going to just eyeball a rectangle. There's no science to this. Just doing your best eyeballing. And I think that's not going to be straight. Like I said, it's just kind of doing your best with it. My belt buckles and stuff that I sew on never end up looking perfect, but I still like a nice little touch. Alright, so that's about the best that I can do with it. I'm just going to put a knot in the back and then tie that, and then finish that off. Just cut it beyond the knot, and then we'll come back to this. Alright, here's where the buckle is. I have the pattern going here from the back. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to decrease. Decrease is when you put it in the first stitch, and then don't do anything else, put it again in the next stitch, and then you just go through all of them. That's a decrease. And then we're going to do 3 just regular half double crochets, and then we will decrease again. This is 2, that's 3. Decrease again, go in the first stitch, go in the next stitch, and then pull through all of them, put it on the hook. That's a decrease, and then 3 half double crochets. We're going to follow that pattern for the rest of this row, and then the same exact pattern for the next row, and then we'll finish it off. Again, it's decrease, 3 regular half double crochets, decrease, 3 regular half double crochets until you're all the way around. Do it again for 1 more row and then finish it. Okay, I've done the 2 decreased rows and I've attached the next color. The next color that you want will be the skin color. So you can make the skin color any color that you want. The first row, you're going to chain 1 and then do 2 half double crochets in every stitch around. This Santa is actually not a fat Santa. This Santa's fairly skinny with a big head, but I just kind of thought he looked cute like that. It almost reminded me a little bit. I'm not trying to do the exact copy, obviously. I don't want to infringe on any copyright laws, but it just reminded me of the Santa in that Christmas movie. If anybody remembers what that Christmas movie is it Santa Claus is coming? Oh no, it's Rudolph. It's Rudolph, I believe. And Santa gets really skinny, and Mrs. Claus is trying to get him to eat more cookies and fatten up a little bit for Christmas. Anyway, that's kind of, I wasn't going for that, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. So please, I don't want to get in trouble with any copyright laws. I was not trying for that, Santa. All right, so 2 in each all the way around. And then I'll come back and show you the rest. All right, I've done 2 half double crochets in each around. I'm going to join up with the first one. The next 5 rows are just going to be, I'm sorry, if you didn't see, I just did a chain 1. Every time you get to the end of the row, attach, do chain 1. And then the next 5 rows are just going to be 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. So again, 5 rows of just 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. I'll come back when that's done. Okay, I finished the 5 rows. This recording is actually done a few days after I did the last recording. So there's a couple things different. I did put nail polish on, not specifically for this recording. I work in a life skills classroom at our local middle school, and the class was painting their nails and I joined in on the fun. So that's why I have that. I don't know if people notice that or not, but I don't typically do my nails. I'm not really super girly, but that's different. And I wanted to talk about the next step. The next step is to put the eyes on. I, up until this point, have been using an H hook. And this is one that I do almost everything with. I just love this size. The eyes need to be made pretty small, and if I continued with the H hook, they would be way too large for his face. So I have to jump down. I'm using, oops, let me see, a C. You can look at the size there. That's a C hook. So to do the eyes, I actually leave a long tail because I use this end of the tail to sew it on the face. So you chain 2. And then put 5 single crochets. We're doing the smallest stitch here in the second chain from the hook. And then you join it up with the first single crochet and then finish it off. Then you make a second eye, and these should be about the right size. They're slightly large, but they end up looking really cute on him. I'll come back when I have a second eye made. Okay, I have 2 now, and something I forgot to say, so I just kind of put it in words in the video. was that there should be a tail on both sides. So when you start, leave a long tail, and then when you finish, leave a long tail, because I actually don't sew these on. Now, I have made the mistake of forgetting about the belt buckle and then just putting the eyes on, like on the back or on the side or something. So don't make the same mistake that I made. Look for the belt buckle and then kind of look where you want to put the eyes based on the belt buckle. So I'll probably start right here and just draw one of the strings through. And then draw the other string through in a different spot, not the same exact spot. And then in order to get it to stay, you just tie a knot on the inside. It's easy, easy. And then we just do the same thing with the other one. So the life skills classroom that I work in, a lot of the kids this year learned to crochet. So we had everybody just making hats like crazy. We were crocheting hat after hat after hat after hat. And then we made a trip to the local homeless shelter and donated all those hats to the homeless shelter. And then they allowed us to have a tour through the homeless shelter and see how everything works. And it was a pretty amazing experience for everybody. It was something that I felt good about too. I hope the kids felt good. They got their pictures in the paper, in our local paper, for going there and sharing their talents. So, always fun. Have any of you ever done a yarn, I think they call them the yarn bombing, where you make hats and scarves and stuff, and then you walk around your town or city and just drop them off with a note that they're basically for anybody who comes across them and who's cold and who needs them. I always wanted to do that, and I have not participated in that. Just life has gotten really hectic. So I'm just curious if anybody has done that and what they've thought of it. All right, so there's how it looks with the eyes. All right, the next part is the beard. So I'm going to chain 22. And then you're going to start doing double crochets. So the double crochet then would be the third chain from the hook. So 1 chain, 2 chain, right in the 3rd chain you would go in and do a double crochet. And then you're going to double crochet each one across. I'll come back when I get to the end of the row. All right, I did double crochet all the way through the row. And now I'm going to chain 2. And then we're going to do a front post, back post switch off. In case you're not sure what that is, let me move these guys out of the way so that you can see a little more clearly what we're doing. The front post means that you have the post from the previous row showing in the front. So you have to go behind it. And then you draw up and you do a double crochet as usual after that. Now I'm going to yarn over. That's the front post. The back post is when you go behind it, just behind the post, draw yarn through, and then do a regular double crochet. Front post, you go behind it so that the post is in the front. Draw yarn through, and make a regular double crochet. Back post, come in from behind it, pull the yarn through, double crochet. I'll do a couple more to show you. Front post, back post, come behind, post. Okay, so you're gonna follow this pattern all the way to the end, and then I'll get you started on the next row. All right, I made it to the end of the row. There's just one more row of the beard, and it's the same thing as the last row. Sorry, I got all tangled up there. So you're gonna chain 2. You wanna match the front and back posts and do the same thing. So this is a front post that I ended on, so we're gonna do front post again right with it. And then since this next row is a back post, I'm gonna come around and do back post. Front post, back post. This kind of gives a pretty neat texture. You know, makes his beard a little bit textured. I'm going to finish the row following this pattern, and then I'll finish it off and we'll sew it on the Santa. All right, I finished that last row, and here's how we ended. Leave a tail so that you can use that to sew on. If you did not leave a tail, you can still just sew it on, grab the yarn and, you know, sew it on. So now I kind of do it, if you look at this one, it's kind of like in a smile formation. It's not supposed to make him look like he's smiling, but that's just kind of the way the beard is to fill the whole face. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew this on. I'll probably make this fast forward, move fast, so I'm going to stop talking now. Okay, next we're going to attach the color for the bottom part of the hat. So it's important, you're going to want to attach it on the side of the head. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video why, but it could be either side, it could be this side or this side. I think this side is where it's going to be easiest for me. And you will chain 2. And put a double crochet in each stitch around. I'll do one more stitch here, and then I'll turn it off and show you when I get to the end of the row. All right, for the next row, you're going to chain 2. And we're going to do what we did with the beard. You're going to go front post. I'm going to move a little quicker here. Hopefully you remember from the beard how to do front post, back post. Gives a nice little textured edge to the hat. This is going to be the last row with this color. Just continue that pattern all the way around. Front post, back post. If you need a refresher, go back in the video and look how I did front post, back post in the beard. All right, I'll come back when I'm at the end. When you get to the end, you'll want to go to your main hat color. So finish this edging color and then attach the color for the main part of the hat. All right, I finished that up, attached my main hat color. We're going to do 2 rows. I just chained 1. We're going to do 2 rows of just regular half double crochet. We're not back to half double crochet instead of double crochet. So go all the way around for this row and then make 1 more row, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the next part. Okay, I just finished 2 rows. I'm going to attach now to the first half double crochet in that row, chain 1, and I'm going to do 16 half double crochets along the back of the Santa. So if you're on the other side, you would come back to back. We're not going to go across his eyes. This is going to be the flap for the hat. Okay, so it'll be 16. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so now you can see it's just along the back. Then I'm going to chain 1, and instead of coming across the front, I'm going to go around the back again. And I'm going to make 5 rows total. So that was the first row. The next row I'll make will be 2, but I'm going to make 5 of those rows total. I'll come back once I have 5 rows. Right, I've done 5 rows. You can see a flap is forming. We're going to start decreasing a little bit because you don't want the flap to be this thick. Or if you did want the flap this thick, just add another 3 rows as is, and then it'll come down like this. But I like it tapered. It looks like that tapered. So if you want it tapered like me, if you don't want it tapered, just add 3 more rows. If you would like it tapered, this is the way that we, do it. You chain 1, then you decrease 1, which is bringing 2 together, and then 1 regular, half double crochet, and then do 2 together. You go in the first and the second, and then draw it together, and then 1 regular one. And we're going to continue that pattern, decrease, and then 1 regular, decrease, 1 regular until the end of the row. Do the same thing in the next 2 rows, the same pattern, decrease 1, 1 regular. I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, it's all done. I sewed on a button or a snap. If you have a better way of doing it, you can put a button. But I have these snaps and they work out nicely. And then I just sewed a pom-pom on over top of where the snap is. And that's how you do the project.